Meanwhile, the U.S. State Department on Wednesday reiterated its stance that it remains open to talks with North Korea, but only if North Korea were to put a stop to its nuclear program. But how likely are such talks? Kwon Jang-ho spoke to some experts on the subject.
The Trump administration has kept the option for talks with North Korea on the table, while at the same time tightening the noose on the regime for its ongoing provocations.
No one is immune to the threat of North Korea. The United States, we are willing to talk, but not until we see a total stop of the nuclear process and of any tests there.
Although it seems a solution could peek over the horizon, North Korea watchers agree that a significant breakthrough is unlikely to happen anytime soon.
North Korea hasn't really met or has stated that they will meet the U.S. conditions for a negotiation. But I believe that the United States government has already signaled a willingness to engage in talks, which is a very different stance than that of the previous administration.
The question is then finding a common ground for the two sides to agree. With denuclearization not being a feasible option, at least for the time being, experts are pointing at other options.
Pyongyang would want an easing of sanctions, while Washington would want the releasing of U.S. prisoners or the return of the remains of U.S. soldiers from the Korean War. By incrementally agreeing on these kinds of small terms, there can be a buildup of trust, and only then can we realistically think about dismantling the North's nuclear missile programs and move towards a peace agreement on the peninsula.
While the U.S. has called for engagement with North Korea through pressure and sanctions, the Trump administration's policy still remains unclear.
They have called for negotiation on talks, but they have yet to lay out specific conditions or a timeline, which weakens their stance.
The Trump administration has begun to lay down plans, and now it seems to be up to North Korea to respond accordingly.
Trump, if he's done anything during the 100-plus days in his office, is to let us know that there's possibility for anything. The best approach is keep an open mind on this. If you're the ally. On the other hand, for North Korea, does Pyongyang want to move forward on this issue? That decision is up to Kim Jong-un.
Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.